In America, the drinking age is 21 years of age, but in some places in Europe, the age is as low as 16. Why do you think that is?
Ooh, I would say it's a cultural thing. They just never really needed to put an age restriction in some of the European countries like Italy and I don't know all the details. Whereas, we're coming out of the prohibition age and, where alcohol was really regulated. I think we just kind of continued with it.
All right. In 2015, 65% of high school seniors claimed that they had been intoxicated while attending a social gathering. If so many teens are drinking, why in your opinion, is the drinking age still in effect if so many teens on the weekends are going out and getting completely, absent-minded drinking? Why do you think we still have?
Well, because they can get a hold of it regardless of the age, for the most part. Maybe not quite as easily, but they can still get their hands on something. One of my pet peeves is, because it's illegal, I think it makes it more enticing for teenagers.
Okay.
It's kind of like, look at me, I'm a badass. I got my handle, I'm drinking. Whereas the saying is, in Europe, yes, teens are drinking, but they're also socializing. And there's alcohol there, but it's not the center of attention. Where if you look at knuckleheads in the United States, they're doing keg stands and funnels and all that stuff because it is, they feel like they're getting away with something because it's considered illegal.
Right. Okay. In your opinion, you teach health class and you teach the effects of alcohol on the body and on the brain. Besides the developmental portion of the brain, the portion of the law, like our brains aren't fully developed till 21 or 24. Are there any other substantial, legit reasons, in your opinion, that would keep the age from changing?
Well, part of the problem is there is some evidence that the younger, for some people, the younger they start, the more likely they may become addicted. But everybody's body chemistry is different. Everyone's family tree is different, and certain cultures can handle alcohol with no problem. In others, there's an addictive personality or addictive behavior.
Okay. While you were in high school, and since you're also a teacher, did teen drinking really have a very significant impact in the classroom with you or a peer or your students?
In the classroom?
They would go out to a party, get drunk, come to school the next day. Would their learning really be that much lessened or affected?
No, unless they held school on Saturdays, then it might be an issue, or Sundays. Right. But I don't know of anybody who, it wasn't like college where there's parties during the week or whatever.
Okay. Studies show that most drinking or alcohol-related tragedies happen to college students, specifically freshmen and sophomores in college. Why do you think that would happen specifically to those sophomores or those freshmen?
Well, most of them aren't used to drinking, and they feel as though that's part of the college culture, and they have to experience it, and they just kind of go a little overboard. It happens at all colleges. I've been in parties in a basement at Westchester University off campus, and I've been in a frat house at MIT that used to be the governor's mansion, and I've seen the same type of drinking with younger students.
Okay. Some studies show that having alcohol integrated into one's life as early as 14 can help the tolerance to alcohol in the brain, and it'll also help people think more clearly down the line since they're more used to it. In your opinion, do you think that's a valid argument for ridding the drinking age? Or
yeah, I do. I see, as we said, with Italy, even just watering down the wine with younger kids. Wine's on the table at dinner. It's part of their culture. And it's not that big of a deal when they get to be your age to have some wine because they've been doing it since they were 10 years old.
In 2013, the average teen boy took his first drink by the age of 14. Why do you think that is? Do you think that that's just like an individual case, or do you think that because of the oh, it's illegal, oh, I'm doing something like badass or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think that if that continues, that things will get worse, in a sense that more people will keep drinking irresponsibly so young?
Again, it depends. Like there's probably ninth graders who could drink responsibly and not have a problem, and there's other, look at some of the boneheads in the school that, they are just irresponsible. And those same people will probably be irresponsible even if they were 25. So I think a lot of it has to do with their personality, their own morals and values, and their family, how their families treated, alcohol.
What are some ways that could help teens who are going to these parties and drinking, like socially? What are some ways, in your opinion, that they could be responsible if they don't know how to be, since we're not really taught how to drink responsibly in school? We're taught that alcohol is just bad and you shouldn't do it in general.
Right.
So what are some ways that parents can teach their kids to be responsible drinkers, or just some general tips for kids who are?
Well, unfortunately, I don't drink. I wish I did, especially wine. And that is the argument that maybe we should be teaching responsible drinking as to making it taboo. And like all of a sudden you're 21 and then something magically happens. I would say, keep track of how much you're drinking, probably no more than 1 drink per hour. Know about your own metabolism, your body weight. Know when you're starting to have a little too much. I mean, the same thing with adults, even parents. They're at parties. You know that, you don't want to get pulled over for a DUI. There's been some really nice parents in our community who are embarrassed because they've been arrested for DUI. And it's not like they're the town drunk. So, just responsible in small amounts. You're not doing keg stands and stuff, or drinking until you pass out.
My final question, do you think the age should be kept the same, or should the age be changed? And some people say the driving age should be 21, but the drinking age should be 16 or 18. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I would say, well, one, I've always said that people under 21, if they're on a military base and they've been through boot camp, it should be legal, and it is now in many cases for people under 21 to drink. I think with Ubers coming along and self-driving cars, that there may, you have a good argument for lowering it back down to 18, or, just like Colorado's been a great experiment with marijuana. It'd be interesting to have one state lower it or even get rid of it and see what happens. Of course, they're all guinea pigs, but I would say if we did get more Ubers and self-driving cars, that you could possibly lower it to 18.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for the interview, and have a great day.
My pleasure.